Well, hello and welcome to another Silver Alert, coming to you from Pax Unplugged in Philadelphia. You like that?
Yes. That's
We got together with some old friends and some new friends, and we thought we'd get to know each other a little bit. So I've got a few new friends with me. I've got Sam, aka DungeonSamster. This is our new friend here.
That's me. Hello.
And I've got James from Tabletop Misfits on the end here.
Hello.
Oh, that sultry voice. And Classic Sam, New York NYGM.
Hi.
So
Not salty voice.
there you go. Not salty at all. It's like,
You're not salty.
yeah,
So true.
totally not the whole New York vibe
Not
that
at
we
all.
expect. So
Sultry comes from the whole wearing a half corset. It's ridiculous.
if you're not aware, I'm going to say just Classic Sam here. So we're going to have Classic Sam, then Sam. So Classic Sam has an interview channel on Twitch where she does live interviews with folks in the TTRPG space, including me. I've been on her show. We had a wonderful chat. It was live and uncut, and also a YouTube channel. And I've been catching her on a podcast that we've featured on our show, Chillin in the Party. They are on our Leftovers podcast. So I'm going to start off with that. What's it been like playing games, especially with Terry?
Oh, God, Terry. Okay, so Terry's
Awesome.
He is awesome.
Agent of Chaos.
Yes, he is an experience. Terry is one of those wonderful people and actual play performers that whatever pops into his mind comes out of his mouth. And it doesn't matter what it is or whether you're on camera.
Yeah, it's great. But so I'm glad you've been able to spend some time with them. They're a great crew. What got you into gaming? How'd you start gaming?
How did I start? Okay. So I started gaming because in college, no years. You don't get the years. I started gaming in college, got together with a group. They were awful. I figured I could do it better and started gaming for myself and other people because they sucked. And I don't mind saying that now. And if they happen to see this, you guys sucked. So, but it was great. It was after I started doing myself, it was a lot of fun.
But you saw the potential that this could be a really fun hobby.
Do better. Totally do better.
It's a spite thing for it. It was enjoyable.
It is enjoyable.
It was, but at the beginning it was complete spite.
That felt like spite. I'm with James here. So James, how about you? How'd you start gaming?
Oh God! Once again, that whole age thing needs to just not be
not be
existent.
I mean, this is the advanced age role playing as podcast. All of you are younger than us.
Yeah.
So no worries. This is a safe space.
Yeah. I mean, I've been playing games since I was in high school. So we're hitting almost over 20 years at this point.
20 years.
Yeah. No, I get that, but a lot of people can't say 20 years of actually playing, and that's been an accomplishment. But no, mine was my first experience it wasn't actually with tabletop. No, so my first experience with this style was with collaborative storytelling. So we were writing stories which is weird because now it's back. Neopets was a thing when I was a kid, and it was normal. And now it's back.
Age yourself.
I know, right? Yeah, that's fine. I can date myself a little bit. Also, on top of that, I believe she said the date on my show with her during Tavern Talk. So I'm just going to say that. No, but that just means they have to watch the whole episode because we won't be able to remember where it is. But yeah, so no, you're good. But yeah, no, that was my first experience. Is I found groups where people were writing, and you would just tag on to the writing. And then I realized that there's a system out there for it called Dungeons and Dragons, and I was like, oh look. So I was doing that when I was elementary school age, and then it wasn't for a good 5-6 years before I even knew what a tabletop game was. After that,
That's pretty cool. Sam, how about you?
If you don't mind, so you can give your arm a rest. I had a group of friends about 2 decades ago, and we said, oh, Monopoly's fun. What about Catan? Oh, Catan is fun. What about this one? And eventually we got to the point of, I guess we tried the Dungeons & Dragons starter set, and that was lucky because it was right when 5th edition first came out. So I've been playing games in the TTRPG place. I'm young. That's all it out. Playing games since 5th edition first came out and running games both in 5th edition and in other systems for about 10 years now. Love the sport.
So you're a player on James's show. So tell me a little bit about your show.
My show, yeah. So it's a production at this point. It's no longer a show. So we run 3 full live play shows bi-weekly, and then we have our interview show, very similar to Classic Sam's, and painting show. But our D&D show has been a amalgamation of what Rime of the Frost Maiden would be if you let a bunch of Chaos Goblins jump into the game. And we're up, episode 46, 47, I think is where we're at this point. We are not at 50 yet.
It's called 46.
46, that's where we're at.
46.
Yeah. You'll be able to check it out all on YouTube. All of our episodes are dropped on Twitch and then ported to YouTube within the week later. So, but yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun to customize a setting that's already known and being able to manipulate it into your own world and your own thoughts without ruining the setting itself, which I thought was a lot of fun.
So Sam, how'd you go from player and GM to want to start doing interviews?
Same way. It like literally was watching.
You saw our interviews. Oh,
No,
I can do it better.
It wasn't yours. It wasn't yours. It was someone else on Twitch, and I can't remember who it was at the time. But they were not asking the questions I wanted to hear. And they had a similar format where they were like, if you want to ask questions, put it in chat. And they would never ask my questions. Rude. So.
Also, you were in the chat room and you were asking questions.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't respond to you.
Because if you're gonna say, "Hey, chat, ask questions," I'm gonna ask questions.
Yeah.
You know, and they would never ask. I'm like, you know what? I can do this better. And then that's exactly what happened.
So I feel like your new tagline should just be "driven by spite."
You're no longer Classic Sam. You are driven by spite. Roll a spite. Roll a spite.
Or Classic Sam just tagline driven by spite, you know.
Yeah.
So what?
I like roll a spite. That sounds like
Roll
fun,
with
too.
spite.
Roll 4 spike.
Roll 4 spite.
That could be a Daggerheart thing.
Yeah.
You know, roll with fear, roll with hope,
Yeah.
roll with
Oh,
spite.
that's 100% true. I like that. I like the mechanic. We need to figure out that mechanic.
We do need this.
We are
We need to
designing
figure
a new
out
game
spite
while we're here.
mechanic. A spite mechanic has to happen. We need to figure this out.
So Sam, you have a pretty popular Instagram. I'm gonna call it pretty popular, more popular than mine.
you. Yeah.
So what do you do on that?
I have at least 10 followers, and I would consider that fairly popular. Well, and the Instagram is how I found the two of them. James eventually picked me up for what would have been the One Ring RPG project, which will be coming back for 2026. But I was lucky enough to join that project and then eventually be pulled into his Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign. And then I had the lovely opportunity to meet Sam when, under James, I was casting for a Vampire the Masquerade and Werewolf the Apocalypse production that we're running currently. We just recorded our 5th chapter of that. And what I talk about on Instagram is how cool that show is and that everybody should be watching it. But I also throw in a couple of TTRPG dad jokes, and I provide some insights on storytelling, both within Dungeons & Dragons and without.
If you want a healthy groan in the morning, watch Sam's TikToks.
Which is funny, though, because Sam is actually not a dad, but the dad jokes are solid.
Just so solid, and you're just like, oh, gee, oh, it's a healthy groan.
It's a healthy growth.
It's a healthy groan.
That's good to know. We love a good dad joke. So yeah, you pick up a couple of subscribers that way. How'd you guys start working together? How'd you find each other?
How did you and I? That's the hard one. I don't remember how you and I connected.
I don't remember.
Was it?
I think.
It was before.
Yeah.
Oh no, okay, it was before because I had decided one year. Every year at Gen Con, I apply for panels. Every year up until last year, I'd get denied. It was fine, no problem. It happens. Last year, I decided I'll submit 6 things, and they said yes to all 6.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yes, and I went okay.
Now I have to figure this out.
Okay, and I contacted you.
Yeah.
to be on like I think 2 panels, and then that's how we hooked up. And then right after that, you came on a channel for
Yeah.
an interview. Then I came on yours.
No, it was backwards.
The other way around. Yes, the
Yeah.
other way around. And then
Because I gave you crap for like almost 2 months because she's like, yeah, we got to get on each other's channel. I was like, well, you've already been on mine, and I haven't even gotten the notice yet to go on yours. But no, Sam and I really, we really started to vibe after Gen Con.
Yeah.
And her and I just realized that not only are we in the same spaces, but our style of gaming, our style of interviews, everything just kind of worked together.
Yeah.
And then we just kept working together.
And then I ended up somehow. I can't remember even how I ended up on the VTM. Yeah, it was your fault.
Yeah.
It was your fault. And then
My fault?
yeah, 100%. A good fault.
Yeah.
But there are good faults.
Oh, yeah.
So had all of you played Vampire the Masquerade before?
I did.
I did.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good.
But I played the old version.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we start when it came out.
Yes.
White Wolf.
And I still have the
When that
book.
was
I still have my
again,
White
yeah.
Wolf books.
Yeah. I think the 20th
wish I still
anniversary
had my
edition is 10 years old now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, we played a shit ton of Vampire when we were in college. It was so much
I
fun.
did mine in high school.
Yeah.
Oof.
That was actually my first TTRPG ever to play, was Vampire.
Really? Okay.
And it wasn't a TTRPG. It was a LARP.
Oh. So you know what? I'm gonna admit it. We used to make fun of LARPers when we were. Yeah.
all day long.
Yeah, it's. I've gotten over that. I've become less petty. But back in the day, yeah, it was like there's like a hierarchy of outcasts.
Yeah.
So there's like the TTRPG outcasts, and then everybody wants to
So the other
punch
question
down.
is-
so-
the other question is like what type of LARP? Because Vampire LARP was very different than like a medieval LARP. Medieval LARP was just a bunch of people who really had anger issues and needed to take it out on somebody. Vampire LARP was done by rock paper scissors, which was not as much fun, but it was the storytelling was awesome. But if I can, one story we did though, which was incredible, is so we did ours in Kent State, Ohio, and we were in the process of still being a part of the LARP, and the Kent State shootings happened. Now, mind you, when my first day at the LARP was 7 o'clock at night, and I was in high school, and I was the youngest kid there. Actually, I was the youngest person there. Everybody else was over 18. And I walk into this student campus, and there's 40 to 50 people in all black trench coats. They've got the face paint. They've got everything's done. We actually had to submit a petition after the Kent State shootings because they said no longer are they allowed to coordinate large groups like that anymore on campus. We submitted our rebuttal stating this thing has been going on for over 10 years now, and there's not a single effect of graffiti, there's not a single effect of damages, anything. And we were the only organization on the campus that was allowed to form on the weekends.
Oh, that's amazing.
Without any, and all the cops knew us, everything. There was no issue whatsoever. So you've got 40 to 50 people walking around in vampire garb on a Kent State campus, college campus, and we were not bothered once after the petition was signed.
Amazing.
So
That's a really great story. I really appreciate you sharing that with us. The relations we build just by playing these games, and we've started to get to know each other a little bit more. I have a new best friend now. It's
the hat. That makes everybody his best friend immediately.
I think it's Sam.
Well, I mean, it is Sam.
yeah. They're saying nice things about
What
you.
was the comment?
Sam was talking about themselves just then. Yes.
What was the comment that was made on the VTM when we were doing Stars and Wishes? Sam has such a nice voice.
Yes, Sam has. Okay, so Sam has what I like to call the talk show voice. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's one of those voices you're like, that is the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Do it more.
All right, get close to the mic and give us a talk show voice.
Whatever do you mean?
Okay, I get it now.
I get it now.
Exactly.
it's great to kind of get together. We like met these folks just through social media and stuff like that, and getting to meet them in person is super fabulous. I've met so many folks that I like had really like. Is that who I think it is? And so, what are you guys most excited about? That's what I've been excited about. What are you guys most excited about with PAX?
I'm gonna start with James.
I guess for me was the opportunity to actually come and be media. So normally it would either be an attendee or I'd be working, and this is the first year I'd actually been able to come as media. And I'm going to give a quick shout out to IDW because they were awesome to give us a full demonstration of their new TTRPG, which is the Godzilla RPG. And that thing was so good yesterday, and it was the first game we got to play, and it was probably still going to be the highlight of my con.
Awesome. And Sam?
So same as James, this is the first time where I'm not doing anything but content creation and media, and I can enjoy the con.
Yeah.
This has not happened in, I'm not gonna say years, because I feel like that's not a good word right now. It hasn't happened in so long, and I'm super.
cons.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've like just been able to like get up and come to the con and like walk around and buy stuff I don't need.
I enjoy that too.
Yeah, exactly. Buying
I
stuff you
haven't been
don't
to the
need.
expo long enough to buy anything I don't need.
It's
That's
so
going to be
bad.
today. As I'm walking.
I'm not. I'm trying to curtail it because we still have to do cosplay. We still have to do other things, but we're gonna. It's fun. I'm having a great time.
And I'm going to finish up with Sam. What about you?
You know, just like summer camp, this is a great opportunity to see people you haven't seen for quite a long time all in one place, and that's what it is for me, the people.
The peeps.
Yep.
Awesome. So thank you for so much for like working this out. It's always a challenge when everybody's running around and get like, 4 different people, 5 if you count Matt behind the camera there.
We always got to count the guy behind the camera.
Of course.
He's working hard back there, making sure, yeah. But yeah, so I appreciate you guys finding time to spend with us, and hopefully I'm going to include all their socials in the description. So if you anything sparked your interest, definitely check them out. See what kind of content they're doing. Classic Sam's interviews are great. I'm going to check out Tabletop Misfits and my new best friend Sam. We're going to collaborate on a billion things. We've lined up basically the next 3 years of content.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Somebody else
you were late, so
So late.
we were.
But it's okay. Okay.
We figured out a new game
yeah.
coming soon.
We might include you on there.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
Finest credit.
Also, I have my hands full with not only Pixies and Pins and Tabletop Misfits with Cassandra, but other projects are happening with Chillin the Party, and
Yep.
so yeah.
You're super busy.
I am not busy enough.
Okay, so that means hit her up if you have some ideas for more content. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great show.